Well, we did it again. We did it again. And guess what? They know we're coming. They bloody well know we're coming. 5 wins in a row for this football club. The Geelong Football Club absolutely flying after round 9. I told you round 10 is where it all begins. And Geelong put the foot down this evening and smashed the Essendon Football Club by 95 points. There we go. Nice little graphic. 23 goals, 13, 151 to 8 goals, 856. Jez are doing a bit of damage with the 16 goals would be nice. Shannon Neal with the 4 goals, 1, and Shawnee Manor, the very hungry at times Shawnee Manor with the 3 goals, 1 is there as well. And Bailey Smith with the 41 touches. Didn't like what Max Holmes did last week, clearly, and Max thought maybe I'll try and get there again, but just fell short with the 41. On the other side, Peter Wright, Guelphy and Roberts, bobbed up for a couple of goals and settled. And Bombers always get a lot of possessions. But it was Geelong's night again at the MCG. It's just a professional outfit, really. A professional Geelong outfit. What more can you say? Everyone looked on. Cats were just playing with their dinner, really. It looked like for the whole night. The Bombers, look, they'd shown some good signs in the last few weeks. They did. They showed some good signs. But unfortunately tonight, you've come up against a pretty good side. And I know I'm sounding like I've got a big head. I didn't run out there tonight and kick a ball around. But I do support a pretty awesome football club. So I'm quite happy to rock up at work on Monday wearing my cat scarf and telling everyone about it. But welcome to Postgame Live. Yes, Postgame Live. This is a bit like fan cams. If you've seen it on other channels, it's a live show where we'll get some fans on, or turn your webcams on, turn your microphone on. I shall drop the link very, very shortly in the chat. I might even try and do that now, just while I'm chatting away. But yeah, look, you're welcome to come on and have a chat. Let us know what you thought about the game. Let us know what you liked. Let us know what you didn't like. How's the season going? If you're new, if you've never been on before, by all means, come on. We want to have a chat. I haven't got a special graphic for you if you're brand new. Posting that now in the chat, but I will get a special graphic for you for the following week if you do come on. So hopefully you do. Just looking through the chat now, I can see Paul jumped in early there. Thomas, Nash, Lucas, always there. Hopefully your shirt on tonight. It's getting cold, Lucas. Put some clothes on. Roaming's always there. Amy and Luke M as well. So welcome everyone to the chat. Make sure you let us know in the chat how you're going. Don't forget to give get off the show, get the show off on the right foot with a big thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you haven't already, and 2,000 of you have, but if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well. We have actually hit the 2,000 subscriber milestone in the last week, which we're really proud of. In saying that, we did lose 7 subscribers like an hour for some reason earlier today. And I was like, oh, no, we're back down to 1,999 again. But anyway, enough from me. Let's get our first guest on tonight. He is, let me just get rid of my graphic first. He is Benjamin. Ben Harris, welcome to Postgame Live. How you going, mate?
I was just going to point out to everyone first, welcome to the very last fan cams before the World War begins next week in the Middle East. So let's enjoy our last night of freedom together.
Yep. Some stuff happening in the world at the moment. And sometimes you do feel a little bit guilty about it, but it is nice to, where you can, every now and then, just enjoy a bit of football. But thank you for pointing that out. It is there's more important things going on in the world tonight. But let's talk about the footy. What did you think of the Cats tonight? A 95-point thumping of the Bombers. Couldn't really ask for much more than that, could you?
No, you couldn't really. I didn't expect it to be that much in the end. I thought the last quarter it would just be the same as the previous quarters, just be a bit of back and forth, and we might get on a bit of a roll. But the last quarter was really dominant, and I think they said we've only lost one last quarter this year. It's just some sort of strength in the last quarter that we have at the moment.
13-1 we are now after tonight. So and we kicked 7 goals to, I don't think they kicked a goal in the final quarter. We kicked 7 in the third quarter as well. So a 14-goal second half. You felt was coming. Felt like they were about to really just get into fourth gear at that point. But
Yeah, you
sadly
felt that
for the
way the
Bombers.
first few minutes in the last quarter, I guess, and we could have won by over 100 because we did miss a few shots that were pretty easy at times. So it could have been more. But
23-13, you hard man. Goodness me. It would have been nice to kick 33 goals. Three. That would have been good. But yeah, no, it was good. Cats, some nice goals there. Bit of just junk time stuff to be honest at the end as well.
probably, yeah. They probably lacked a bit of like momentum and like feeling and stuff around the end of the game. The Bombers, which would be hard for them at the moment with like all their injuries at the moment and just placing a team out in the field. But yeah, but we were able to win by over 90, and like Brisbane and Carlton just got over them in the end. So I thought tonight is still a bit of a stand that we're taking. Or showed a bit of a stand that we're taking.
Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned Brisbane and Carlton. Carlton, we probably don't expect a lot from, and Brisbane probably goes to talk to their form at the moment. They had a loss earlier today. They have looked a little bit scratchy. They'd won a lot of games earlier in the year that they didn't look great winning them. But you kind of thought that they were just going to start.
They came back from, I think, in like their first three wins or something. They were down at 3/4 time and they won. So like the comeback kings. But we play them next week. They are a bit out of form. So, but out of form, they won't be out of form for long.
No, it's kind of almost the wrong game to have this week, isn't it, against an Essendon team which didn't really put up a fight in terms of scoreboard pressure or physicality. Didn't really test us in any ways, and you just don't want to take in sort of a casual attitude. Now, Geelong won't. They won't. They've probably learned from years gone by not to do that. But yeah, I think they'll be primed and ready to go. We have lost a couple in a row against Brisbane, so we'll be wanting to. We talk about that prelim final again, but this one's on our home deck, Ben. So you'd imagine Cats would be very keen to get this win.
Yeah, we know the milestones as well. It's Dangerfield's 350th and Stengel's 100th as well. So
for the club or for his whole
career.
I forgot about that one. I knew it was Danger's one. So Danger's 350th. Brad Close got his 100th goal tonight, so we won't be celebrating that next week. So congratulations, Brad.
And then potentially Jezza 700 as well.
Yeah, what's Jezza on now? I know he was getting close.
692. We need 8. That would be a bit
You'd be asking a lot.
Yeah.
If he got close, if he had 5 or 6, you'd be thinking about it.
Cadman and Hogan today for the Giants absolutely dominated against the Brisbane back line, and Jack Payne was a huge out for them. So, he probably won't do it. Like, kicking 8 goals in today's game is like impossible. So, probably not. But
unless you play West Coast, then you just fill your boots, don't you? I've got one eye on the cricket too, by the way. It's not going well for Australia.
No, it's not.
South Africa needs 55 runs. Apologies to anyone watching this on replay tomorrow or through the week. It's probably not relevant for you.
The results probably over. Probably we've lost.
Or it's day 5 in 2 days' time. And somehow we've had a rain delay of a day and a half. And anyway, Paddy Cummins has gone nuts. But look, mate, 5 in a row. If we beat Brisbane, and geez, we move on quickly, don't we? But if we beat Brisbane, we're absolutely in the conversation.
We'll go to top if we beat Brisbane, because we're only 2% behind the Pies. So we'll get percentage.
They've got a week off next week or this week.
This week, yeah, and we play before them, so.
So temporarily go on top. Okay, yeah.
We'll get the chance. We've got to win first, of course, but that's a big opportunity as well.
Yeah, I always want to be under the radar a little bit. I don't know about you, how you feel about that. It's nice to finish the year top 2, but I don't know. I just wouldn't want teams taking us seriously and paying too much attention to us. But you can't have it both ways, I guess. So we should just be happy that we're here in this. We're in the conversation yet again. Can you believe it? It's When's it going to come to an end? I don't know.
Yeah.
Bombers
Don't
fans
know.
were dealing with this shit for 23 games in a row against us.
Yeah.
That's 20 wins from 23 games against the Bombers, and a
I think
night.
they've only beaten us 4 times. Yeah, 4 times since 2003.
That is
Which
insane. Yep.
that's a domination.
Hello, Bombers fans, if you're watching. You're probably not watching because you're probably commiserating with the Bomber Banter live fan cams. So I did try and invite the Bomber Banter people on, Fiona, to come on tonight, but she's hosting her own fan cam. So we might get her on later tonight, depending on how many guests we get on tonight and how long we go for. And I should say, we'll go, everyone who wants to jump on, we'll go for as long as we need to tonight. Jump on. I'll probably try and keep.
Sorry, you go.
I was just going to say, we'll keep guests. We'll keep the guests to about 10, 15 minutes or something like that each. But yeah, as many people as want to come on. I'll drop the link every now and then, but just scroll up if you haven't seen it, and it's there in the chat.
Funny you say about our wins against Essendon over the years. We were actually the first team to defeat Essendon after they won their last final in 2004. So we started that trend as well for them.
Someone in the I think Jezza in the chat says we play on Friday night next week, so 6-day break for both sides.
Yeah.
Brisbane obviously catching the flight, down a player in pain, and yeah, we should be ready to go. Bailey Bailey would have had 50 touches tonight if they let him on the ground in the fourth quarter, but they made him sit for a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you feeling like this is something starting to happen? I mean, I've been on record on this show not that long ago, actually, Ben, saying that we're a middling team. Regulars of the show.
We did think that after GWS. I sort of am. Yeah, I guess. We've got to wait. We've got to wait till Friday because, like, if we lose, like, people like Lucas will come on here and say, "Oh, we've only beaten little teams and we only just got over Gold Coast or something," and then it all goes downhill after that. But I think we are. I think we are. Yeah, we'll have to see how we go against. We'll have to wait till the Brisbane game, I reckon, to fully understand.
And who we got after Brisbane? I haven't looked that far ahead.
We got the bye, and then we got the Tigers down here.
Which you would think on paper that looks straightforward, but the Tigers are a tricky side. I think they're that sort of plucky side that I'm not saying we'll lose it, but they are a side capable of a scalp when they're on. And their good players are very, very good. But they got too many. They're like Essendon, just too many young kids, unfortunately. Who'd you like from tonight from the Cats? I know we've spoken mostly about the team so far, which is I'm trying to tell myself, talk about the team a little bit more. What's the team doing well rather than individualising players? But talk about some players.
I'll try and think of a few other players that aren't like the obvious ones who dominated, of course, like Smith, Holmes, Cameron. Someone who flew under the radar. Jack Martin, I guess.
Yeah, Jack Martin. Yep, I was going to suggest someone like him.
I thought he was really good again. I thought tonight across the half back, it looks like we found a position for him. At the moment, I guess he should retain his spot next week. I guess I can't really think of anyone who comes in.
I can't see an obvious replacement. I wouldn't say Mitch Nevitt's doing enough in the VFL at the moment. Congrats to the VFL team on winning by 2 points against Werribee earlier today. I think if anyone's going to come back in, it'll be someone like a Closey or a Jai Clark's done nothing wrong since he's gone back to the VFL. He's been awesome. Ollie Henry, probably not. Like I think that I know he played forward a bit today in the VFL, but I think they're probably trying to say to Ollie, we need another streak, mate. We need to see something else from you. If you're not going to kick goals, what else you got?
I noticed originally in the VFL lineup they had Henry starting on the half back for some reason, and then he only played there for like 5 minutes, and then played like forward for the rest of the game. But Yeah, I don't think he quite did enough in the VFL today to like earn a spot back yet.
No. So Jack Martin looks good. I agree with you on that one. He looks like he's a fit in the team. Look, he's not setting the world on fire or anything like that. He's not a match
No,
winner,
but
but it's just one of those pieces that you think
he's good
this is
with the
just
ball. Yeah.
that player that comes in late in the season, like Lawson did last year. You
Mm,
think, why haven't we picked this guy earlier? And in Martin's case, it's because he's been injured, but
yeah.
good fit.
Well, yeah. A few weeks ago, we thought like I think I asked, do you reckon we'll ever see after the GWS loss? I think I said to you, do you think we'll ever see him in a game? I think you put a poll in. Will we ever see Jack Martin play a Geelong game?
Yeah, well,
And
will
now
we?
he's
Speaking of polls, we've got the best player on the ground so far. It's Max Holmes with 62%. Jezza kicks 6 goals and has 5% of the vote, and Bailey Smith at 32%. No love for the defenders tonight. It's all the midfield.
Senders. I thought Stewart was great again tonight. As well as Connor O, Sully. I reckon
Yep.
he was good again. And then
Yeah, he was good.
On Nate Caddy. I think he played on Peter Wright as well. I don't really think Peter Wright did too much, so that was good. And yeah, Mark O'Connor. I really thought again he was great.
Do you know I nearly had Mark O'Connor in the poll? I almost put him in there. I just had just Stewart just looked so rock solid down back, whereas Mark O'Connor was just exciting the whole night, but just at times looked a bit shaky here and there. And even when Stewart didn't have the ball, he was an absolute general down back, directing and all that. But it was kind of a fun night for the Flyers. I reckon they see this in the fixture and they think, oh, we're just going to have fun. It sounds disrespectful, and it probably is, but they just never seem to be troubled against Essendon. Like one in 9 games we lose against them, basically. 1 in 9. That's just ridiculous, and that's been the case for probably a decade, probably more. Yeah,
I think 22 years.
That is crazy
quite a
domination.
lot. They'll get their dominance over us. Maybe again one day, but I don't know when that's going to be.
All right, let's get some 3, 2, 1s from you. Who'd you like? Actually, give me. Who are you giving the dirty towel to, or whatever? Who we get the shit? Who was shit tonight? Was there anyone that was shit tonight? But give us your 3, 2, 1. Best on field.
I don't really think anyone was that bad. I guess.
Pretty good.
Maybe a few things that were shit were we kicked straight, which is good, but then we did miss a few easy set shots. So maybe that was a bit of a shit thing. But
save that one for Bianca, because I reckon she'll have it. She'll go off her head at one of them. Yeah. I reckon. Maybe not. I'm just assuming that she'll be raging about that one. OD.
So 3, 2, 1. I'll give 3 to Smith. Like it's pretty obvious. 3 to Smith. It's pretty obvious. I guess. I think he does need to work on his kicking a bit, finding targets at times. Smith.
Definitely.
But I imagine when he every time he does kick, it finds a target. How good he'll actually be. And then 2 to Max Holmes. Just he was really dominated in that last quarter when the game was over anyway. But he was great all night. And then I'll give 1 to Cameron as well. 6 goals. He's having a really good year, Cameron. I wonder how many goals he'll end up for the season.
Probably 80 something. Somewhere in the it depends if they rest him. It depends if he gets injured or has a bit of a form slump. But the way he's going at the moment, you'd think 80. The low level would be 70, definitely. Look, I have to agree with you. I don't think there's too many players on the field that lowered their colours today. Yeah, there's always moments within games where some players fall short and so forth.
And there's some players in a big win who, sometimes maybe don't really do that much. Probably like a Dangerfield and Stengel, I guess, but didn't necessarily have bad games or anything. Exactly. And maybe even a Ollie Dempsey as well, but not terrible at all.
No, I mean, it's pretty hard to be. I mean, if anyone, you could argue Reece Stanley wasn't awesome, because Toddy Goldstein.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, mate, enjoy that one. I don't know if you're going to. I don't know if you're into the cricket, but or what? Or I don't know,
No, I'm keeping my eye off it. It hasn't really been that good so far.
Don't watch too much of the news. Do what you want. Do what you need to do, but just take care of yourself. And it's pretty horrible what's happening there at the moment. It's probably only going to get worse. So, but yeah, look after yourself, mate. Thank you for coming on again. Always love it when you come on, and we'll do another watch party soon. I'll touch base with you outside of this show.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Some more developments for you.
Thanks, Ben.
Chatting to you earlier. All right, mate.
Thanks, Ben.
Hey, buddy. Take care.
Have a good night.
Cheers. All right. Who have we got next? Where is that? Oh, there it is. I've got the Vela family coming on next. Hello, guys. Hello.
How's it going?
Declan said he's going to talk first.
Okay.
I did not.
Happy birthday for last week too, Declan. Was it 2 weeks ago now?
You're supposed to say thank you.
Thank you.
Good manners. Well done. How did you like the game tonight, Declan?
Oh my
We'll
God.
talk about that later.
Oh, come on.
It's fine. What did you think of the game today?
Well, who do you like? Like the exact shit of the ball.
What?
He got nothing.
Who didn't?
White.
What?
Who's white?
Who are you talking about?
Oh my goodness. So I have to say his full name. Yeah, who is it? He wears number 20. 20. Oh my 20. Essendon.
Oh, you're talking about Caddy.
Oh, no, he's not 30. He's 30.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Oh my God, Declan. It's been a long day for Declan.
That's why we get you
We'll
on
come
early.
back to you.
Come back to you.
Bianca, what did you think?
Well, number one, Jezza, you kicked 6, could have kicked 7. If you
Could've.
didn't, if you ran into the goal square, just kicked the goal instead of absolutely shanking it. You did it against Melbourne. We almost won by 100 points. Seriously, I was looking around the house to find my Ben Smith headband. Well, and all I heard of him was, "Come on, we only need one more goal to make it 100." And I'm like, "Fuck. Yes, we want the percentage, but fuck. Calm down." Also, Kyrie, if we lost,
He knew what he was talking about. No.
yes, but if we lost, I would have blamed him. They still won
Easy.
by 95 points.
He knew what he was talking about. Never in doubt.
Has he watched the game?
No, we can
No.
talk about our game. What do we think?
You haven't talked. Talk.
I haven't talked. Oh no, it's like,
What does Dad think?
I wonder if Matthew Lloyd rates Bailey Smith now. If he thinks he's got the quality about his game.
Who's Matthew Lloyd?
You know? Exactly.
Matthew Lloyd.
Oh, I get it.
No, it was funny because was it like 3 weeks ago? He said he's not in the top
50.
The top players in the competition because his disposal lets him down. I'm like, he realizes we're playing them in like 2 weeks. I'm like, Bailey Smith is gonna he's gonna tear you as a new one, and he did. It was like, oh God,
He's in contention for the Brownlow.
he's taken it personally. So
Bailey is in contention for the Brownlow, and tonight he'll probably get some votes again.
41 disposals, perfect.
Yeah,
Some of them were inefficient, but
no, they were all great.
But
Every single one of
some
them.
of the people in the commentators were saying, I think it was David King. He was saying that he wants to see more disposal efficiency from Ben Smith.
Well,
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
yeah, we don't care about David King. Doesn't matter.
What in the world? Okay, Declan, come back to you. Go. Who's number 20? Wait.
Have you worked out what you? He's got no idea.
20 for Essendon. 20 for Essendon. Oh, a fire. What the guy?
Okay, don't worry. Declan is not on
Jack
this
White.
planet right now.
Jack White.
What?
Do you mean Jack Martin? In 19.
Oh my.
We'll talk about you later.
20.
Okay, okay. Say something else.
It's okay, Declan. He's getting old.
He's getting old. He's another year older. That's what happens when you get older, Declan. That's what happens.
Declan. Talk.
What else do we like? What do we
What?
like about the Cats today?
Which cats?
The
I'm joking.
What was your
Yeah.
favourite goal today? What was your
I
favourite
thought-
goal?
What was that?
Your favourite goal from tonight?
Oh, Favorite goal?
Stingle.
Oh, that's
Stengle
good.
snap on the boundary.
Ollie Dempsey's.
That was good.
Lawson Humphreys.
There were
Lawson
quite
loves a
few.
goal.
I loved it looked like, you know who else was sort of trying to make a statement? I thought Connor O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan really tried to just he really just tried to show off a bit where it was like he could see that when he was playing on caddy, he really wanted to show, hey, I'm a good player too. Like he tried to. There was once that he took it too far, but I love that. It was like it was great because they're going to be playing on each other for the next 15 years. So it's like, and that trade is going to come back, and we're going to be talking about it. But I love seeing that.
Yeah,
It's like,
he showed Caddy. There's a new boss in town.
oh yeah.
That nah.
O'Sullivan's always
There's
been
a
the
new
best.
He
draft
said
pick.
like
There's
9 times today.
Yeah.
And you still don't know him.
I
And
thought
he's
Zach
still-
Guthrie did okay.
Yeah, Zach was good. Zach was good. Connor O'Sullivan plays Levi Ashcroft next week too.
You can't go past the running brothers.
Yeah.
You
Dash
can't
brothers.
go past them. The running brothers.
Yeah.
You can't go past them.
You talking about Max Holmes and Bailey?
Yes.
Yeah, we've just been talking about them. But yeah, Ashcroft. Who is the favourite right now for the Rising Star?
Rising
Uh,
Star.
Is it Ashcroft?
Laylaw? Laylaw?
I don't think he's playing.
No, because he got injured, so he probably
Yeah,
won't be
hamstring.
anymore. What's his name? Connor was fourth favourite, so he dropped a little bit actually. The Fremantle kid, Murphy Reed, is it?
Oh,
Murphy Reed?
Reed.
Murphy Reed.
Yeah, he's going pretty well still, and I don't know how. Oh, North are in front still at the moment by a point.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
Freo.
yeah, we
Yep.
can see that.
Um,
But okay, we're going to talk about him now. I reckon I can tell you who would be the favourite right now if you play him. George Stevens, free George Stevens.
Free George Stevens, free him.
He was. We went to the VFL today. He was really good. Like what was it? 29 disposals, 11 clearances, another 7 tackles, and
Like
Bianca got a photo with him today. He is huge.
I saw that photo.
He's a bus. Like
He's a
his
bus.
shoulders are huge. Like I'm just like, but I reckon like literally like Atkins is probably the player that is probably keeping him out of the team because they play a similar role. But I'd love to see him get a game. Like, and today the VFL. I don't know if you watched it. The VFL was really exciting.
Yeah, I saw the Cats struggle. Well, it was pretty neck and neck early, and then the Cats got away a little bit. And like
Yeah.
the week before, the opposition came storming home, and somehow we held on by a couple of points.
Yeah, the crowd was getting up. The crowd was getting them up, and it was like, oh, geez. And then Ollie Henry just came up and bobbed up and kicked a couple of goals. Really good one from outside 50, which was really
Yeah,
good to
saw
see.
that one.
yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. And he got a mark late in the, I think it was the last quarter.
If
I think
George,
Rexo kicked the winning goal.
Yeah.
oh, did
pretty
he?
sure.
He's my boy, Rechko.
It was a team goal. What was it? Yeah, it was.
It was Porkinghorn to Rexco goal.
Yeah.
No, that was yes.
But who's going to come out for George Stevens? Because you said Atkins maybe, but they're never going to drop Atkins. They might rest Atkins potentially. He's only 29, but Danger's not the right player.
Rest Mitch Duncan.
Oh, he
Rest
hasn't
Mitch
played.
Duncan.
He played
Bring
30%
George
of the game
Stevens in. We just got to, like,
Now that's an opportunity. That's a good idea.
find him a place. Like, just get.
Please, Chris Scott, please.
Rest Mitch. What Mitch played 39% of game time tonight. Sam DeConning may be having a rest next week. So who comes in for Sam DeConning next week? Is that
Oh, he's a defender.
just shuffle the deck a little bit? I'm sure Reece Stanley would have enjoyed a rest. He's looking like he probably needed a rest tonight.
Yeah. Well, if DeConning goes out, who played? Oh, well, there's Bose that has to come in too, and he was the travelling emergency. He didn't play VFL.
No, we haven't really a big defender though, have we? Not really.
Yeah, no, there's no defenders. There's no AFL like listed key defenders playing in the VFL. Buse played today. He'd be quiet.
I didn't see him a lot.
No, I didn't see him a lot.
Better in the first half, I think. I think he went a little bit more active, but yeah.
Yeah.
Don't think there's really anyone.
Yes.
It's not real. I mean, it's probably just maybe it's just another development year for George Stevens, and hopefully his contract gets extended until another year.
I hope so. But then you got to look at there's other midfielders there too that'll need a contract, like Jai Clark, Ted Closey,
Mitch
Nevitt is like, oh wow.
Yep.
Like
and
Nevitt did some okay things today as well.
Sad reality is they'll get rid of 4 or 5. Well, how many do they get rid of at the end of every year? There's probably like 7 or 8 players that just depart every year, and you just players that you hope are going to make it. They're gone before they've even had a chance, and that happens every year. So potentially it could happen. Someone like Clark could go.
When you're hearing as well that we've got a war, what is it? A war chest as well to go and get 2 more superstars. You're like,
we do.
Wait, what's that?
Shout out Paul James for his video the other day.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I see everyone.
Thanks for the artwork as well. All the artwork. We're calling it artwork.
Dennis Pagan was even on it.
Dennis Pagan was on. I don't know how Dennis got a nod there. Yeah, look, there's a lot. I mean, Mitch, sorry to cut you off before. You said Mitch Nevitt. It's going to be – I just feel bad for Mitch. He just doesn't seem to – you kind of want him to make the most of his opportunities, but then when he does, he gets injured, and it's like, he just can't seem to get a good run at it for whatever reason, whether it be form or injuries. And he's got his contract ends next year. Is that right? End of next year?
Yeah,
I think that's right. Yeah. So he's got time. He's definitely got time.
Just what he said, George. We love George.
Just one game, see how he goes, and if he gets 25 plus touches, leave him in.
Make him a sub.
Bring him into the grand final.
Instead of Mitch Duncan being the sub, give him the sub.
Do you think Chris Scott would ever do something as brave as Chris Scott? Well, I love the guy. He has his favourites though, doesn't he? He definitely has his favourites. Tui was a favourite. Duncan's a favourite. He's not a coach that tends to sort of pull one out of left field a little bit too much. I felt like Lawson Humphries should have played 5 weeks before he actually played last year.
You have to earn it.
They made him earn it bloody well. He was going so well in the VFL, and then all of a sudden he makes an appearance at AFL level, and everyone's like, "Oh, this guy's amazing." He's like, "Yeah, he's been amazing in the VFL." He's just they don't give games to the kids. They don't gift the games to the kids. They make them earn.
I have a feeling that if George Stevens keeps this up, then he might. I'm not saying will. Okay, I'm saying will.
Yep.
Get a game in the AFL in the next 2 years.
Okay.
I said in the next 2 years. I'm not sure.
2 years.
This year or next year. If it's not.
Oh, good.
So what about next week? It's at Kidinia Park. It's on a Friday night. I don't know how that. Does that make it hard for you to go to games on Friday night?
I think Friday night. I reckon we're going to go.
Try and get a ticket.
I think we will win.
We're playing Brisbane.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Brisbane have lost form. No disrespect to Brisbane, you guys have lost form. In some of the last games, you drawed to North Melbourne. You lost to GWS.
We lost to GWS.
Yes, but
we don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about that stuff. You
almost sold out, says roaming in the chat.
Is it?
Better get in quick. Oh, goodness me. I can't believe we haven't had a sellout yet at Kidinia Park. So.
I was going to say, it'll be good to see how our defenders go against their forwards because we've got like Jack Martin looked pretty good now as a small defender.
Yeah.
Small defender.
Martin's a
He's a
defender.
defender.
Martin plays in defence. Jack Martin, and so does so you got Mullen, Lawson Humphreys.
Martin.
So they're playing against like Charlie Cameron, Archie. Who else is playing?
For small.
Loman's injured. So
Well,
He's always
there's
injured.
obviously Zach Bailey.
Zach Bailey. So you got they've gone down with their key tools. So maybe it's a good week for Sam DeConning to miss because they lost Danaher. I don't know if they've got any key forwards.
Look, there's no obvious replacement, but they'll just shuffle the pieces a little bit. It'll be mostly the same players that run out today.
Just please, Chris Scott, use your brain, use your smart brain, and help us win.
No, give us do us a favour and play George Stevens.
Yes, please, please.
Give George a game.
Give him a game.
Is
And
he
if
good?
he
Is
gets
is he
8 touches, then so be it.
What's he like,
At least
Bianca?
Give
What's
it
he
a
like
shot.
as a person? Is he a nice person, or is he?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
George Stevens.
George Stevens is.
I went out for a photo, yeah? And
Yeah.
then literally I went back to where we were sitting, and literally he said hi to all of us.
Oh,
We loved him. Look, he's one of my favourites because I actually wanted Geelong to use their first round pick on him because
Really?
I actually watched him. I watched him play for our VFL team before his draft year because he played in the back end of the year. When he was playing for the Rebels, he actually played, and he had 30 touches a couple of times in the VFL in his draft year, and I was like, oh wow, let's take him first round. And then because obviously he's not an athlete though, he's very much an old school 80s, 90s type player, an inside player. And I don't think he tested well, like with his sprints and stuff. So he went all the way to like one of our last picks. And I remember the first time we met him, he's a player that a lot of the players, you'll meet them, you get a photo, yeah, nice to meet you, see you later. He asks questions about you.
Oh, really?
Like, and you don't know, it's like, whoa, I didn't expect this. It's like, hey, where are you from? You from Geelong? And you're like, oh, no, we're from Truganina. Oh, I thought you're from down here. And all of a sudden you're having a conversation with him. It's like, I love this kid. Like, he doesn't look, he looks like he's a man child, literally. He looks like he's 27 years old. I think, is he 21 or 20 years old? Like,
I feel like he's a little older. I haven't got it in front of me, but
I
I feel like
it's his second year. So, but he looks so much older. He's literally a man child. He looks like.
But is he too
27
big?
years old.
Does he need to drop maybe 5 kilos of muscle to add 2% of speed? You know, is it the trade-off that's necessary? And to me, he's like, I love the fact that he's an old school footy player, but there's like a really small percentage of those types that make it at this level. You've got to be, and the one that's the obvious one, and I hate this guy's guts. Sam Mitchell's the obvious one.
Sam Mitchell, yeah.
He's the obvious one, but there's just not that many of those types of players that go around.
He's the
Generation.
guy who was just in my head. They're pretty much the same player.
But if you find one, you find them. Oof,
Yeah.
Dad
goal.
said that if, for example, if you put George Stevens on Ollie Dempsey, guess what would happen?
No, it wouldn't be good for George.
George is over here, no offense. This is Ollie Dempsey.
Yeah.
He's run back and forth twice by the time.
It'd be great in the I tried to explain to her why George probably isn't getting a game. And I was like, it's because in the center square, he'll be fantastic for us. But then in the general play, if he's playing on someone like an Ollie Dempsey, he's going to find it really hard to stay with him. Like, and I'm trying to explain that's where he's got to try and improve. But unfortunately, you're either born with it or, you're unlucky. Sometimes football's not the way it was 20 years ago.
Sports fan in the chat, we're not talking about that person. So just in case you're wondering. I'm sure there'll be people that'll reach out to you on DM if you contact them. But that's just that'll be a conversation for a few months' time, probably. We'll see.
Okay, Declan, you talk.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, go your 3, 2, 1.
Go for it.
Bailey Smith, 3 votes.
Louder. Bailey Smith, 3 votes. Yeah.
Max Holmes, 2 votes.
Good man.
I've got mine in my head.
Who kicked 6 goals?
Hey, that was mine.
Jeremy Cameron.
Good. Well done.
Okay, my turn. Exactly what he said.
Well, I'll go different. I'll go
Good.
different.
Okay,
I'm gonna go.
No, I'll go different. Move.
No, too
No.
bad.
3 votes, Bailey Smith. 2 votes, Max Holmes. 1 vote, Connor O'Sullivan.
Connor O.
Mine. I was gonna go. I'll go 3. I'm gonna give 3 to Max Holmes. I'll give 2 to Bailey Smith, and I'll give 1 to Jeremy Cameron.
That's not
Okay.
really
You
different.
just
That is
switch it
different.
up a little bit. I
I'm
would
giving
go.
it to Max because look, Max had 10 disposals less, but I think he had more meters
Exactly.
gained. I'm pretty sure, and
Yeah.
he kicked the goal too. So
And created space, open things up,
Yeah.
just look more dangerous. I would go Max. I haven't done my 3-2-1s yet, guys. I'm going to go.
he's-
I'll go Max Holmes 3. I'm going to
Yeah.
go Bailey Smith 2, and I'm going to. I didn't put this guy on in my top 4 because I didn't think it would be a popular choice for the top 4. But I'm going to actually say Mark O'Connor for the 1 vote.
he's probably had the best month of his career.
Yeah, I just
He's been
I
really good.
want to show a bit of love to Marco because I just think he's found something. I thought he was done. I actually thought
Yeah.
he was on his way back to Ireland, and that was
Yeah.
it. And thank you
Yeah.
very much. Premiership player, always will be. But you know, signs weren't good. But
Yeah.
he's found it again. It's good on him.
Nah.
Any players that you want to shout out that maybe weren't in the best 3, but you want to give a special mention to that you really like, or that you just like them? Players that you just like.
George Stevens.
Tyson Stingle.
George, you spent half the show on George Stevens.
Put him in the
Tyson
front.
Stingle.
Hashtag George Stevens, justice for George.
Tyson Stingle.
Stingers.
I think Tom Stewart probably had his best game for the season.
Look good
I
tonight.
think
Look
he's
fresh.
stood up pretty well.
Really clunked his marks again, but again, he's playing against Essendon. But still,
Yeah,
but
that's
it was
isn't it?
good. Just good, nice to see.
And
Nice to
I
see
think our forwards had a little bit of advantage because Ben McCarr wasn't playing, which is obviously their
True.
tall forward and their key forward.
Shannon Neal still would have given him a bath. It's all good.
Bloodbath.
Shannon Neal.
You said 4.
Neal was good early.
Some love for Shannon Neal would be nice. Comes back. Didn't think he was going to play. Let's be honest. I didn't think he was going to play.
No, I
Kicks-
thought Henry was going to play.
Kicks 4 goals.
But no,
Yeah.
he
No.
kicked a couple of goals, Ollie Henry.
Oh, shit.
Even a snap
Yeah,
around the
we
body.
talked about that before. Yeah. Now let's talk Shannon Neal. How good was Neal? Neal was good.
He scored 4 goals. Whew,
Ah,
perfect.
was it 4 or 3?
4. Mana kicked 3.
Oh,
Mana kicked 3.
Mana? You love Mana?
Yeah, Mana
Yeah,
kicks
talk
from.
about Mana. Sing the song. Sing the song.
What? What's Mana's song, Dick? Do you know?
How does that go?
I wanna know if you'd be. You don't know the song? Oh, you know the song. Okay, good.
Would you be my girl?
Yes,
Oh, that one. I can't
That's
think of it.
not-
he's changed it. He's changed
That's
it.
not it.
Yes, it is.
Declan, what's Shannon Neal's song?
Tequila.
Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up!
Say it again. How do you say it?
Tequila. I'm still getting fan of the year.
Say it one more time for the people. How do you say it?
Tequila.
Louder. They want to hear it.
Tequila.
Tequila.
Tequila. You hear that?
Oh,
Tequila.
tequila.
It'll
Write it in
always-
the chat.
That's
Tequila. Write it.
Hashtag tequila.
Thanks, tequila. Oh, you're a funny one. You are a funny one. Bianca, when's your birthday? Because we've celebrated Declan, but when's yours?
October 2nd.
After the grand final.
Yeah.
After we win the grand final. So I know what you want for your birthday.
What?
The Geelong
The
Premiership.
Cats to win a grand final.
And yeah, and
It's gonna be a
And,
great
I got this shirt on.
And George Stevens to make his debut.
Yes.
George Stevens debuts, and you
Get
sit on the
George
back of
Stevens
the,
to make his debut on the grand final.
and then you get to ride the Ford Ranger on the Premiership parade next to George Stevens, and holding the Premiership Cup with George Stevens on the back of the Ford Ranger. That'll be the way in the Premiership parade
That sounds
down.
good.
You
No,
got that,
straight.
right? You got that? Yeah. Done. We made a deal.
What is it?
Everyone,
Well,
screenshot that. We made a deal.
screenshot it. Dad's good at Dad's good at screenshotting stuff.
I have blue and white.
All right. Well, enjoy that one, everyone. That it was a fun win tonight. That's all we can say, really. It was fun. It's always fun against Essendon. I'm sorry, Bombers, but
Nice to just
can't respect them.
nice to just relax and watch the footy.
It's nice to watch the football. And
Yeah, like you're playing Collingwood and you're up and about.
It's nice. Yeah, it's nice to relax
Yeah, but we bet them.
every once in a while before we get the hard games next week.
we got Lockie Neal and we got Dane Zorko, so that'll get us up and about next week. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
we,
that's all right.
we don't like those two.
That's right. We'll have George. It's fine.
George will make his debut this week, so I've got the graphic ready to go for George Stevens for his footy card. George, if you're watching, I'll drop that through the week once you get named on Tuesday or Wednesday, because I'm sure they'll name his debut really early in the week, and this is probably the time to rest some players, isn't it? Or maybe not the Brisbane game. Or maybe they want to give a player a couple of weeks off. Maybe this is a good time to rest someone. I want to show our cards too early against Brisbane. Maybe you want to save something for September, which I think we can probably talk about now. But anyway, well, enjoy that one. Hopefully I'll bump into you at the footy on Friday night. I'll make sure. I think Paul's going to go as well, so we might have a bit of a wander around. We're usually near the opposition interchange bench if you're ever around that side of the ground. So sing out.
We'll
all right, Declan.
What was
Happy
that?
birthday again.
Go Cats!
Hang on.
Hang on.
1, 2, 3.
Go Cats! Say it!
Go Cats. See you next week.
There you are. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. How's the chat going? Roman, you're loving it, Roman. Everyone's all over. I think looks like the Tanner chat has quieted down a bit. That's good. Who else? Morty the Boxer. I don't think I've seen Morty the Boxer in the chat before. Was that at the game near the Geelong cheer squad? Hello, Morty the Boxer. Just chilling. We had a public holiday the day Bianca was born. Yep. And Kate Halliwell. Hello all. What a fantastic game. Welcome to the chat. If you are experiencing the Hoops Crew YouTube channel for the first time, welcome. We do a bunch of different things on here. As I said off the top of the show, we've just achieved the 2,000 subscriber milestone, which we're all up and about at the moment. We're very, very happy about. So thank you, each and every single person that's helped us on that journey, including some of our big sponsors, Cyril Cook Florists, who sponsored the whole network, all of our shows. Our major sponsor for the show. Massive shout out to Cyril Cook. Drop your flowers in the chat below. And sponsor of the post-game live show, Shannon Pizza. Because we hit the 2,000 subscriber milestone this week, they are giving away a couple of extra vouchers, some 20% off vouchers this week. So I'll have a think about that towards the end of the show. And if anyone's pretty active in the chat, I think I've got this little ranking thing now, the top fans ranking. Who's actually on top at the moment? Let me have a look at that. Lucas is everywhere at the moment. Lucas is number 1. Roman Craig, number 2. That's pretty obvious. And Horatio Fitzbastard, number 3. Sarah Robinson, you're not far behind. There you go. So I didn't know that it's a new feature in YouTube anyway. So anyway, I'll have a look at that as a little bit later on. But yeah, if you want to come on, that'll probably if you want to come and have a chat with me, I'll drop it in the chat again, actually. The link for the show. I've got Ethan in the green room ready to kick off shortly. There's the link for the chat again. There's no one after Ethan, so you won't have to wait too long. Feel free to come on and let us know what you think about the Cats win tonight. There we go. Shannon Pizza Neil. So yes, thank you, Shannon Pizza, for all your support. And as always, we're definitely giving away a free large pizza too. So we did give it away to Shannon Neil last week. Reached out to someone at the club, won't say who it was, but reached out to someone at the club, one of his teammates, and they said they'd pass it on to him. So that was good. So I'm not sure if he's been in there yet. I'll have to check with Anthony at the Shannon Pizza shop to see if he's popped his head in there, ducked through the door there and picked up his large pizza. But maybe, Anthony, if you're doing the right thing, you'll give him a couple of large pizzas. He's a big boy. But maybe he had one. Nice pineapple Hawaiian pizza or something like that. All right, let's get Ethan on, because he is the number one man on this show. Everyone, I'm just going to shut up for the next 20 minutes. I'm just going to let this bloke talk because everybody loves him. Here he is. Hello.
Hello from another hotel, this time in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Wow. What are you doing there?
I was supposed to see minor league baseball last night, and it got rained out, even though it barely drizzled. It was like light enough that they could have still played cricket in it. And now I'm going to try to zip my way back up there on Sunday before flying home. But with that, I was little bit irritated tonight, went for a nice swim in the hotel pool, and then watched us absolutely demolish the Bombers, and I feel a lot better.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
You know, I think tonight kind of validates us as a club in a lot of ways, because I didn't think for a lot of the game we even played that well, like up to our full potential, and we were still breezing through them. I mean, this is a matchup that we've owned for a while, and with just the number of defensive injuries they had, I knew, it was obvious from the start. Every time we were getting into the forward 50, you could honestly expect a goal. Like, over the last 5 years, I mean, how many games have they actually had, 2 or 3 of their top 4 defenders in there? Like, you can always count on at least one of Laverde or Ridley being out. Lately, it's been Ridley. The kid Hayes, who looked so good in the community series against us, tore his ACL on debut, I think.
Yeah,
and we had some opportunities to take advantage of, and we did just about all night. And that's what the good teams do. To go out and win by 95 and say, that first half we led by 35, other than kicking straight, I didn't think we had played a great half. They were still, we have things we're not perfect on still. We got to be better defending overlaps. That's my biggest gripe, and that's where, if there's one glaring weakness we have to patch up, that's the one. But there were so many good individual performances. I do want to give credit real quick. Essendon are throwing out a bunch of really young, inexperienced kids. I felt bad for the kid. What was his name? I think Blackiston. Tough debut.
Oh,
I mean, I genuinely feel bad for the kid, and I hope whoever he plays against next, I hope he has a great game. I hope he tears it up against everyone except us, because he was really thrown into the fire on a night where Shannon Neal was just marking everything.
Yeah, clunking everything, wasn't he? He was in good form tonight, Shannon. And that's not what you want to be coming up against.
No.
In your first game. But good on them for getting picked. They've played AFL footy, and that's a lot more than played one game of footy, and that's a lot more than most of us have done. Hopefully, they'll get some more games, and maybe not against a rampaging side that's pushing for a top 2 spot.
I mean,
those games are tough.
How many guys with 6 games or fewer experience are they facing? I forget what the number was, but they were very shorthanded. Thanks Durham for getting yourself suspended with a dumbass bump last week.
Yeah,
that meant we could really just settle in and deal with Merritt and Martin.
Yeah,
and really, other than Caldwell got us ground level a couple times, and Wright had a decent game. And other than that, Todd Goldstein looked pretty good. Good for him. But we handled them in pretty much every facet, especially in the second half. And I love it when the numbers match up with the eye test.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think champion data is very unreliable, and some of this, I've watched Lockie Ash for 2 straight weeks just kick to his opponent the entire time, and he gets rated as one of the top 10. But when you look at the player ratings at the end of each game, the best player typically sits somewhere in the 20s, right?
Yeah, yep. In the
you see
top
where
20.
Max Holmes was today?
No, where was Max?
36.5.
Okay.
He was not just good; he was unbelievable, and I think he was
2 weeks in a row.
Even better than Bailey Smith, who
I think so.
I think Bailey Smith did not do anything wrong today, but you can totally leave him out of your top 3 because there were just so many other good performances. I mean, Bailey was kind of the bull in the china shop, and that's fine. He did what we need him to do. We don't need him to be the most efficient guy out there. But there were just...
Everyone has a role, and that's not his role to be the best kick in the team. That's not where he gets all his possessions either, on the outside. So
Yeah, it's just the constant hustle and having him on you constantly that really piles up.
Are you
But-
okay? I can hear police coming. Have you been up
no,
to
that's
something?
just my air conditioning.
Okay, it sounds like the Popo not far
Oh
away.
no, I'm in a very quiet part of a pretty quiet town. Here, I'm going to turn off the AC. I'll do it. I'll turn it off.
Do what you need to do. So your brother's not there in the background sleeping tonight. That was hilarious.
No,
That was one of my favorite all-time post-game live moments.
He is back in San Diego, and he's in the comments.
Oh, hello.
But yeah, that was just the AC. Anyway, Ollie Dempsey, like, how do you match up with him? There's no like-for-like comparison on any other team.
No, that's the Geelong's got a few of those types of players as well. They're just really tricky matchups. Like Jezza being the obvious one.
Yeah.
Mark Blitzarves being another one. And now Bailey Smith. How do you run with Bailey Smith all day long? There's just so many of those types of players. And not only have we got those types, those tricky matchups, there's so many Swiss Army knives in this team. It's incredible. And that's the DNA of this side in 2025.
And yes, Flash, actually, I have a couple friends that were in like really nice seats at Fenway tonight for that game. Like a row in front of former presidential candidate Mitt Romney.
Wow.
Like my friend sent me a selfie and like there's Mitt Romney sitting in the background.
What a name. Mitt.
But it's like so many unsung heroes tonight. Lawson Humphreys, I think this was maybe his best game up there with, what was it, the Crows game last year where he kicked his first goal. I thought Lawson was excellent.
He's the type of player that you could just tell is going to love playing against Essendon. It's just this freedom. It's this freedom of expression that when you come up against Essendon, you bring it, especially when the weather's reasonable.
I feel like we've had that, even though we, like I look back to, the first couple, like 21 and 22 against Essendon, we were bigger and stronger in the middle. They have some strength. They're not flimsy physically, but we're just able to run around and just do whatever we want, basically. Even if it's not so much in that like level of physical overwhelming them.
We get them on speed. We get them on system. We get them on skill.
Get them on depth.
Experience, making the right decisions in the right moments. Just everything. It was unfair tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, forget the margin. It was, the fourth quarter, we had definitely broken their spirits. But I liked that we never let them come close to making that interesting. Because the last 2 weeks, they had played a terrible first quarter and then played a really sharp game. It was like, all right, these last few minutes of the second quarter, if we can hold them down, we're in good shape. And we did. It was just nice to not have to stress as much tonight. Just really comfortable win. A couple other little things I loved. There were a couple of clearances that Mark O'Connor and O'Sheen Mullen got in on. I thought that was pretty cool.
Good on those two. Really. Seriously. Like, do you remember at the start of the year, everyone was piling on O'Sheen Mullen. And
I was piling on O'Connor.
Included me as well. Like, let's be honest. I pile on players sometimes too much. I shouldn't. I try to be better, but because I know they're human beings at the end of the day, and we've lost too many people this year with mental health, and I sometimes try to have to stop myself because it's it's a game of footy, and this is a podcast, and we're going to share an opinion and all that sort of stuff. But sometimes we can go too far with picking on players.
Oh yeah, I'm never. I'm not questioning any of their character.
No.
Just I thought both of them played really well and got involved physically. I thought before he left the game injured, Sam DeConing was looking really good. So that was unfortunate. Like he'd been on a nice little run these last couple games.
Yeah, no, he'd been going okay. And I feel like maybe they rest him this week. I don't know. It's just he's not an old player though, is he? Like
no, I hope he's good to go because like Brisbane did go with with a bigger forward line today. I mean, Morris isn't small. Morris actually he won the matchup with Sam Taylor. And then they played Sam Day as well. It was just a big bruiser.
I think one that worries me is Cam Rayner. He just, his eyes light up when he sees us. He's one that I mean, it used to be Charlie Cameron. Like, who do you bring? Oh, we've got to bring in Jed Buse, put him on Charlie Cameron. It's like,
I love Rayner. He's one of those guys who can play in the midfield and in the forward half. He's probably my favorite Lion, actually. He's awesome. But play like this and exploit Jack Payne's absence, and hard not to feel pretty good. I think just pretty full marks across the board today. And I think my favorite moment of the entire game was Neil slipping between. It was Merritt and Setterfield, and he picked that one. That was awesome. Like, hands might not be perfect yet, but you're watching him grow up. So
they're coming along.
Yeah. Before 3, 2, 1, I gotta ask. Do you know a song called "Blow the Whistle"?
Oh yeah, blow my whistle, something like that. Yeah.
No, not the like Jason Derulo one. It's by a rapper named Too Short. They play it at Warriors games all the time.
Oh.
You know, like the sign that Warriors crowds are more like rich and fancy now instead of like working class is that people aren't singing along. But there's a line in there, and I think it was even better for the Hawthorne game last year when we played them at home, but I think it fits here too. Can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
It's too hot in the kitchen, something along those lines. Yeah. No, it's like, they've got to. Sorry, we don't want to play Geelong. Okay, don't just forfeit then. Don't play us.
Well,
it's a lesson. We taught them a lesson tonight.
Come on down. I'd like to do the same thing to them with me in attendance at home.
In a few weeks' time. And by the way, opportune time for a shout out. We have booked the venue, Little Creatures in Geelong, ahead of the Port Adelaide game at 3:20, I believe, or 3:15 or something like that.
It's at 3:20. It's that like Sunday national TV.
Yes. So we've booked Little Creatures. I think we've got a table of 20, but I'm sure if you just turned up, it'll be fine. Come along, meet Ethan, meet a few people that you know from the Hoops crew. I think we've even got Lucas might be making the trip from South Australia as well. Paul's going to be there. Someone might be dressing up as a Ninja Turtle along the way as well. So it should be lots of fun. But,
I'm looking forward to it. So I guess our two biggest wins this year are against two teams that we're playing again, back to back, that I'm going to be there for. So tough act to follow up.
Yeah, well, you'd almost assume we're going to win. We're going to win those return games, aren't you? You'd think.
You know, it's funny. Going into this season, I was kind of looking at the schedule and thinking, man, we've had Essendon's number for so long. Maybe this is a year where that's the one weird game that we dropped that we shouldn't. And you look at their injury situation, though, and we were in good shape from the start here. And good teams take advantage. Good teams don't show sympathy. They just go out and take care of business.
That was interesting. Yeah, because we didn't at any point tonight ease up on the throttle. We didn't show sympathy at all. And normally teams, when they get enough ahead, they just kind of play conservative footy. It just gets a bit sloppy. It's messy. Players aren't running anymore. But they were just going at it until like maybe the last couple of minutes of the game tonight. I was like, guys, slow down.
Even that final sequence of the first half.
Yeah.
Where I was thinking, all right, we got 45 seconds. Don't run any risks here. Bleed it out. And then Danger went and nearly kicked one of the goals of the year.
Yep.
So that was...
They're just enjoying it too much. They were just loving kicking all those goals, and they just wanted more. Jezza wanted a couple more, and a few others wanted to get on the score. Brian Myers tried to get Jack Martin a goal tonight when he absolutely had, I think, Jezza and a couple other players open. And he's like, oh, no, I want to kick it to Jack Martin. Didn't quite hit the target. And I was like, Brian, I know what you were trying to do there. It wasn't the right choice, but it was the right decision for the sake of the club because you want to.
He had one really good assist pretty early.
Yep.
It was for Jezza's second, about midway through the first quarter.
Yep.
3-2-1. I actually really struggled with this. I almost, it's like you take what Mark Blitzovs does for granted. You take Bailey Smith's big numbers for granted.
Yeah, you do.
I actually, personally, I was thinking of maybe even giving my one to Lawson Humphreys.
Oh, that's a good one.
I just thought he was zipping around, stretching the field. So my honorable mentions are actually going to be Jeremy Cameron and Bailey Smith. 2, Shannon Neal, and 3, Max Holmes.
And what about your votes? Is it the best player on the ground for the losing team? Is that how you do it, or is it?
Yeah, the polished turd. It's the only
Polished
two
turd.
that really put their hand up for that are Peter Wright and Jai Caldwell. And I think, considering he was one of the only ones that really played the full game out tough, Peter Wright. I think that's who Declan was trying to put his finger on. I think that's what Declan was trying to talk about.
Declan's watched 2 games of football today. I think he probably went to the VFL with Brendan and Bianca earlier, and then he's been made to sit through 3 hours of AFL football as well. He's still a young fella.
It's impressive.
He loves his football, but young kids have got a limit. So he looked a little bit tired today.
Just looking at Max Holmes' numbers, looking at the underlying stuff before I go. Little over 80% efficiency, 6 center clearances, 10 inside 50s, 7 score involvements, 7 intercepts, about a third of his possessions contested. I mean, this was, and you combine that with just how many times did he burst out on a big run, Anytime it felt like Essendon were starting to actually pick up some territory, some possession, it was like, okay, here goes Max. He's just going to go bounce twice, gain like 30 meters, and totally alleviate all of that.
It's eye-catching stuff. I pose a question to you. Did he just cost Bailey Smith the Brownlow medal tonight? Or is he costing Bailey Smith the Brownlow medal with this late mid-season
Knowing how the umpires vote, I think Bailey still gets their 3.
Okay.
I think last week Max had to be the 3, though.
Oh, easily.
But, I hope they just do a better job on votes than they did last year, because last year was rough.
Max was, I think Bailey Smith was second favourite before this week for the Brownlow. And this isn't a gambling show. People, if I talk about odds, just, common sense, gamble responsibly, all that. But Bailey was second. He'll be favourite now because Adelaide lost and Lawson. No, Dawson. What's his name? And then Max Holmes would be getting close to the conversation of being in the top 10 favourites at this point, you'd think, especially because Geelong's just going on this run at the moment. And it doesn't look like, we might lose to Brisbane. That's a good possibility. They're a fantastic team, but it just gets easy again after that. After the bye, we've got Richmond, and then can't remember who else after that. But it's
at GWS, who looks better with Callahan back.
Play GWS away from Geelong, and we'll be fine.
Yeah. Brisbane basically lost to GWS a very similar game we did, except it wasn't just Hogan; it was also Cadman. But you look at they won expected score by 30.
Yeah. That's crazy. You said, was it you were saying before champion data stats not always reliable? Was that you saying that earlier?
Yeah. But I do think they got the Max Holmes stuff right tonight.
Yeah. The basic metrics for champion data are just a bit boring, and they don't really disposals and marks and blah blah blah. That doesn't really tell you a whole lot. And that's pretty much what we get access to, as in the public gets access to. There's a whole lot more data that they have, and if you ever get to listen, I'm not sure if you can listen to Australian podcasts on the SEN radio station. There's a
I think I can find some of it online.
Yeah, on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, probably Thursday American time. I think Jason Hoyne or whatever. He's from Champion Data, and he comes on and he actually talks about all the other stuff that you don't see, and it's probably apart from this show, it's probably the most interesting thing out there at the moment in the footy media world. It's really, really interesting. It opens your eyes up to some of the other things that are going on that maybe we don't see with our own eyeballs or the basic stats.
I'd love to see some of the underlying stuff there. I wish we had more access to it.
Yeah. It's tricky. I mean, I've been trying to research how to get access to all the data at the moment because we're trying to set up a live watch along stream. Well, we're doing all the background work, just sort of setting it up behind the scenes at the moment. I'm trying to get access to the live data and so forth, which is proving to be a little tricky unless you're good at coding. So if there's anyone in the chat that's good at coding or understands JSON or whatever that is, see, clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. If you're good with computers, reach out to us because we need some help. But I have set up something in the background to do some manual stuff. Ben Harris is going to be hosting a bit of a watch along, whether it's later this year or early next year. We'll be doing.
I know the guy who does Wheelo ratings, Andrew Whelan, has some access there at least. He might be one to check in with.
Yeah, I got a quote. It was about $2,000 from some data company to provide our services. Like, no thanks. I'll figure it out myself. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, but I just want to be able to sort of send all the data to like what you're looking at on the screen now. If I had the Fremantle game and the scores in graphics that I want to use, not just a screenshot of what's the Channel 7 or the Foxtel or the AFL website, just be able to manipulate the data to do what we want it to do.
Yeah, I'd love, just show, like, for example, like just stuff like score launches and some of the like kick efficiency stuff.
All that stuff. Yep, definitely. Yeah, all those little details are really, really handy to see. But we only get the basics on the AFL app and AFL tables, another good one. But
great site. Love them.
Oh, that is the best website going around. The amount of times I'm on AFLtables.com, it's insane. Is there any drive-bys that you've got tonight? I don't imagine you'd have a drive-by, but is there anyone you want to? We say it, we maybe give them some positive, constructive feedback. Is anyone any Cats players that you want to suggest maybe do things a little differently?
No, that was pretty positive. I
think so too.
Oh, I just wanted to say I did not mention how good Brad Close was, and that's 2 straight weeks after a game against West Coast where he was like an uncharacteristic turnover machine, and he was another one really solid tonight. He was ranked as our 4th best, and Zach Guthrie at 3rd best. I didn't think he was that good. I knew he was solid.
He just got a lot of it. Just a lot of those kick mark sort of stuff.
But
their way. Yeah.
It's very clear that Max Holmes was best on ground tonight, and just a good job executing the game plan and exploiting weaknesses. Because I think some weeks we haven't played to the opponent's strengths and weaknesses enough, and we did tonight.
Yeah, we were just too good tonight. Absolutely awesome. Well, enjoy your another getaway. Hopefully you'll be back in San Fran next time we catch up.
I will be.
Probably will be a later show for anyone who's watching. This is a relatively early start. It's 8 p.m. Australian time, a little bit earlier than what we normally kick off. We'll probably be on about 11 o'clock Australian time next week. So hopefully,
8 o'clock next time will be during the first quarter.
Exactly. So unless someone's doing a watch along on the Hoops crew, no, we'll probably do post game live maybe later in the evening. I'm not sure what time that'll be for you, but hopefully we'll be able to.
Hopefully, still wired from a win.
Hopefully, or at least encouraged from a loss that we showed some good signs in. And you don't want to get blown away on your home deck by Brisbane. So if we lose, it's fair enough. You can't win every game, but you want to win, don't you?
Let's go win.
All the best, mate. Go
Same
well.
to you.
Good chatting to you as always. Show some love to Ethan in the chat. Take care, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Go Cats.
Go Cats. Beautiful. Well, I'm just going to spend a little bit of time having a look at the chat because we've got no one in the green room. Lucas was floating around a bit earlier, but he's probably watching the cricket, I'm assuming. Lucas, are you watching the cricket? I'm guessing you are. All right, where's the chat? Let me have a look. I think if anyone's interested in the cricket score, it's not looking good. South Africa needs 18 more runs, and we need 6 wickets. So it's not going to happen. Poor old Lucas, not happy about it. I'm assuming, but what can you do? So yeah, not looking great. And hello, Benjamin. I should say, I always forget to do this. Ethan, if you want to hear more from Ethan and his brother Benjamin, check out Americans Watching the Footy podcast. You can see Americans Watching the Footy in the chat as well. Please, Benjamin, if you could drop the link to your podcast in the chat, because I know people would be interested in hearing your thoughts and your brother's thoughts on all things AFL. I'm not sure. I think you've got a little bit of Geelong flavour in there as well, but it is very much an AFL sort of show, but a very, very fantastic podcast, one of the best out there for sure. And we do appreciate Ethan always coming on. Pretty much, I don't think he very rarely does he miss a post-game live show. So thank you very much. Hey, Jezelenko, love you, mate. Am I better than Paul? Tell me I'm better than Paul. I want to screenshot that and send it to him. So, Ben, you are the GOAT. Benny Boy GOAT. There you go. Benny Boy GOAT. Thank you very much. I've got to get rid of the Ethan graphic. Thanks for not telling me about that. There you go. Professionalism. That's how we roll here at the Hoops Crew. What more can I say about the game tonight? I don't want to sort of steal Paul's thunder too much because he's got a match review video dropping tomorrow morning at about 9 o'clock. I think he's probably in the background recording that as we speak, or if he hasn't already, he probably will be. He might actually get up early. He's still been recovering from the flu this week, so potentially he'll be dropping that pretty soon, and I'll be able to check that one out if he's recorded it tonight, because I'll have access to it, and we might even put it up for Patreon and YouTube members as well if you want to do that. So if you want to support the channel, subscribe, because that's probably the thing that we love the most. But if you want to take it a step further, there's also the Patreon as well, and you can be a YouTube member too. So by all means, definitely think about that if you want. I think it's still 7-day free trials. We've basically kept that going. We'll probably keep it going forever, the 7-day free trial. And if you like what you see on Patreon, then you can stay on and pay $5 a month if you want, or pay it once. That's fine as well. No big deal there. But no, seriously though, all the love and support we get in this live chat, that's probably the thing that means the most to us, to be honest. And it's not just me; it's the chaps. It's Paul. Said Paul, if this is the only show that you watch on the Hoops Crew, you're probably missing out on some other stuff. Paul James does his live show. He insisted we call it the Paul James Show. He did insist that at the start of the year. He said, I'll do it. This is how he said, I'll do it on one condition, that we call it the Paul James Show. And I said, mate, gee, it's a bit arrogant, but all right, if you insist. I don't know how that's going to wash with the fans, but we'll go with that and we'll see how they react to it. So that's the name that stuck. That's the name we're going with. So Paul's doing his show every Monday night. The Monday night's more of a kind of we review the Geelong game in a little bit more depth. He kind of just reacts to it sort of within a few hours of the game, and that drops the day after. And then the Monday show, it's a little bit more in depth, but it's also more of a discussion about the whole round of AFL football and some news stories that might drop through the week, and mostly Geelong news stories. But if there's any other kind of like biggish AFL stories, we tend to sort of cover that as well. And then Thursdays is probably the big. Sorry, I'll stay with Paul for a second, then I'll come back around. But the Thursday Paul show is more when the teams drop, and the teams will probably drop. It'll still drop Thursday, won't it? Even though we're playing Friday, they still drop on the Thursday. So we'll review all the ins and the outs, and we'll even talk about who didn't make it, as in who we've overlooked, who's on the emergency list, who's likely to maybe come in as a late in, all that sort of stuff as well. But just going, so that's Paul's show. But on Tuesdays, the chaps do their show, which is more of a light-hearted sort of. There's definitely a lot of analysis in it as well, but it's a bit more free and easy and a bit loose, and that's very deliberate. It's kind of that midweek vibe that we're going for. So that's a bit more, of that kind of flavour, and that show's growing all the time. Jake and Sambo and Johnny do a fantastic job of that. So if you haven't checked that one out, do encourage you to do that. Jake is definitely check out the first 10 minutes of this Tuesday's show. Or check out the first 10 minutes of any one of their shows, because Jake's little preamble or soliloquies that that he does is absolutely magnificent. If you've seen that and if you know what I'm talking about in the chat, shout out Jake from the Chaps. Absolutely incredible stuff there. But yeah, the three of them have just got this amazing chemistry. But anyway, and then the twos videos. Everyone's loving the twos videos at the moment. Not Jake sitting on the toilet, but no, Jake, he doesn't record his show on the toilet, but we do an episode about the reserves, the seconds or the twos. And Jake does a little 10-minute version of that. The longer version's on Patreon, but the 10-minute version, he tends to sort of highlight 2 or 3 AFL listed players that we think you fans, you viewers would be interested in knowing a little bit more about. So that show's doing really, really well. We're getting really big numbers on that show at the moment, and I'm just absolutely loving it because I know how much time and effort Jake puts into it and how much passion he has for the VFL. And it really comes through. And he often does it sitting in the backyard. You can hear the birds and everyone, all the animal noises going off, and there's a fire crackling sometimes. It's nice. It's nice. It's a nice vibe. All right. So I don't think Ethan's been here, but I don't think Lucas is around. I've bought too much. I've been milking it, Lucas. I've been trying to keep the show going for as long as possible, but I think we might be at the wrap-up phase. That's fine. An hour and 20 minutes is probably a good number as well. I've got to get back in. I've got to look after my loved one who's not feeling the best. So shout out to Mrs. Hoops. Love you. I'll come in and give you a cuddle in a minute. And yeah, not been a great day for Mrs. Hoops, unfortunately. So send some love to Mrs. Hoops in the chat. I'm sure she'll appreciate that. All right, where's my show notes? Exit notes. Thanks to all our guests. Thanks again to Shannon Pizza. Should I give away a free pizza tonight? Yeah, I should give away a free pizza. Who am I going to give the free pizza to this week? Maybe I haven't given. I know who I'm going to give it to. And I felt really bad about this last time. I felt really, really bad about it. Amy Beardsley, you're winning the free pizza tonight. You are the free pizza winner from Shannon Pizza. So I will send you a voucher, but if you could reach out to me on your social account, whether probably the best way to reach me is on Twitter, but we do have Instagram as well. So reach out to us through one of those. We're on Facebook too. I very rarely check it, but or you can just use the email address from the Hoops Crew. It's in just click on the Hoops Crew profile thing. It'll be there as well. So Amy, that's for you tonight. I do have a couple of other ones as well. 20% off vouchers if you want. Well, I can already see someone's dropped the pizza emoji. If you want a 20% off pizza from Shannon Pizza, I'll give away. I'll give away one tonight. Who is getting the 20% off roaming? You've just asked the question. You just need to drop a pizza emoji in the chat, roaming, if you want that 20% off. The first 2 pizza emojis that drop it in the chat, I'll give it. If I don't get 2 pizza emojis, then I'll save it for Paul's show on Monday night. So there's roaming. One left. You can't do it twice too, roaming. That's enough. One pizza emoji for you is enough. Roaming, reach out to us on the DMs on Twitter or Instagram. We'll get a 20% off voucher. Jezelenko wants to. All right, there you go. Amy gets the full large pizza, and roaming and Jezza get the 20% off vouchers as well. And a massive thank you to Shannon Pizza for all your support this year. It's been a good partnership, I think. I'm wearing the beanie. I did wear the beanie 1 week, and the first time I got the beanie, and then I went and I had a blood nose at work maybe the day after, and it wasn't just a blood nose. I actually had to go to hospital for about 4 hours because I couldn't stop bleeding. It was a long story, but I'm okay. But it wasn't good. So I was kind of, I don't get superstitious, but I was like, well, maybe I'm a little bit superstitious because I didn't put the beanie on for a couple of days. I did wear it to the footy though, Anthony. I did wear it to the football last weekend when it was freezing cold. Roaming, send me an email. Thank you very much. Look, chat, thank you very much. I've waffled on enough. Looks like South Africa is going to win the cricket. How's that for an South African accent? Pretty bad. I'm not very good at doing the South African accent, but I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. You tell me in the chat if I can do the South African accent any good at all. All right. Good night, everyone. Good night, Hansi Cronje. Good night, Jacques Callas. And I'll see you. I'll play the outro music. Thanks again, the chat. I love the chat. We've got the best chat in the footy podcasting world. We seriously have. I love you all. You're absolutely amazing people. Couldn't do it without you. All right, let's get the farewell outro done. Take care, everyone. Go Cats. We'll see you on the
and he's ready to go. Got a mic in his hand, it's time for the show. Dropping pussy down facts, mitts, forwards and backs. Representing G-Town while talking the smack. Clashing facts like Patty, where the hell you at? Hoops crew are exploding, don't ever look back. Then we got Paul, yeah, he knows his stuff. He's a man, he's a myth, taking on the nuts. The man don't miss, he loves to react. His words cut deep, he's a counterattack. Balls on fire, brings a mic to life. Don't fuck with P-Dog if you value your life. Oh, they fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew's here and they'll never back down. Jake, Tommy, Sambo, always rocking the game. Betty and Paul, man, remember the names. Jake's bringing the noise with Johnny and Sambo, the Chaps Chat boys. They're electric and they're ready to roll. The boys are on fire and they're taking control. Recaps and previews, yeah, they cover it all. Part of the Hoops crew with Betty and Paul. They fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew, baby, they'll never back down. Jake, Johnny, Sambo, always rocking the game. Betty and Paul, chasing glory and fame. Brad with the sleeves, Max Holmes and Jack Bowes. Tommy fucking Atkins, he'll break your damn nose. Stewie in the middle, and Reese in the ruck. They see Big Jezza and they know they're fucked. They're the T-Town boys, go hard or go home. They're